What's going on, guys? Let's make sure everything's working out fine here. Gotta turn this light on. Let me turn this light on. Ugh. Ooh, that's awfully bright. But I got my hat. I see Perry already dropping comments. Hey guys, let me know if everything is fine. If you can hear us fine. John had to log out, and he's gonna jump back in a few seconds here. All right, what's going on, Rob? Man, whoa! All right, yo, what's going on? Oh my goodness! All right, man. Thank you all for hanging out, man. This is on the Rican Scale, man. If anyone want to hang out on the Rican Scale, all you gotta do is just send me a message live right now, whatever. John's gonna come on. I'm gonna send him another invite. All right. At least Rob can hear me nice and fine. Thank you, sir. Rob Works. Rob, I'm sorry about the cat. Yo, I know, man, that's rough, Rob. And you know what? You can never replace a cat that's been with you for so long, but you can always like adjust slowly, should I say. And maybe that's maybe it's just it's rough. I know it is, and you know what? But you're a good guy, Rob. You did your show today with the boy who had seven, and you know what? That's pretty dope, man. So no, you move forward, and you know what? It cannot nothing can knock Rob Works down. He went on and did his show with the boy who had seven, and John Thomas with kids was there, and you know what? John Thomas he's here. Here he is. Blom.
Here.
There he is, man. What is going on, John?
I was like, oh, I thought I had plenty of time. I gotta go check my settings or whatever. And all of a sudden I look, Rod's live. Like, what? Wait, what happened? We didn't even back.
Yo, that's how we do, man. This is the Rican Scale, man. If you're not ready, you better be ready because
Perry's rubbing off on you.
Who's no, man.
Perry is like, we're just talking. All of a sudden, he clicks the live button, and we're live. And I'm like, what's happening here?
Nah, man, that's you in the Warcraft and all this game stuff and loss. But you know what? Yo, he loved that loss, man.
I didn't even have my books ready. Let's see here. Oh man, I gotta pick. How many books are we doing? 5?
We can do 5, whatever you want.
I bought 8 books this week, or 8 books this week. So I mean, I can do as many as 8, but as few as you want.
Wow, you can do 8 reviews. I gotta fix this light. Give me 1 second.
I can do 5. Perry says I do everyone's show on Friday, but that's baloney, man. I've done your show so many times. I'm still tired. I'm still catching up on my sleep. Thank you very much on the referee gig. I've been enjoying it both AYSO every Saturday. I do 2 games every Saturday for Charlie, pulling flags and handing out. No, those are just little kids. I don't do much. But I love the referee thing. It's a lot of fun. Thank you, Galvin. I appreciate the compliment, brother. It means a lot. And if you haven't watched Robert Galvin's Saturday Night Witching Hour show, you are missing comic community gold. Because I'll tell you, I had a blast. Was it 2 weeks ago? But he has fire people on all the time. Great show.
Now that you mention that, he will be on the Comic Book Community Shout Out Show this Sunday for the first time ever.
Boom!
There it is, man. There it is. All right. So,
so 5 is what you want, or 4, or what are we doing?
Let's rock out with 5, and if we can keep it going after 5, and then after that, whatever it is, man.
Did you shout out the chat? Because there's awesome people in there.
You want to acknowledge the chat, sir?
I love doing that. Thank you guys, because this was a notification bell show. Rod was like, hey, I don't know when it's going to happen. And he even joked with me. He's like, I said that just to see if John would be around. Because I instantly texted him. I'm like, dude, I'm free at this time. I can do it. Please, 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 please. So thank you all for having that notification bell clicked, because that means you're here to join the two of us. And Rod, who does the Great Rican Scale every week. Big O and Perry were right at the beginning. Comic Man Andy, Arturo AR, Rob Worst, who was phenomenal in that Comic Gories game tonight. The game show was a blast. Old Wolf, good to see you, Tony. Nice to see you hanging around. Josh R. Comic Geek McD, you're staying up late tonight. He's been posting great stuff on Instagram. So a double shout out for you from me tonight. John is holding you back. I'm always holding everybody back. Let's just be honest. Javi, the dorks. Javi was on the show tonight playing some guitar. He can jam. We need to get him on the Wednesday night show. I just want to have him join Alec and I at some point. Big Lion Cat 646, help me out with a problem. I still owe Big Lion Cat. Thank you for coming by, brother. I mailed him a package that should have gone to somebody else, and he helped me out with it, and I still owe him more than a few dollars I owe him. So it's coming your way. Life with Two YouTubers. I got your box. I know Rod opened his. I got mine right here. Saturday morning, tomorrow morning, the girls and I are opening this. Boom.
Yeah, Sharon is awesome, yo. She's so dope.
She's amazing.
Shout out to Kate again. Kate, my homie.
Kate, I'm excited. I'm excited to check it out. Let's see. C3 Comics, Vu Hong, Robert, Ruben. Ruben, I think he says his name is Neves. Ruben, if I'm saying, is it Nieves or Nieves? Because I know Nieves is the Spanish, but I had a teacher who spelled it the exact same way, and her name was Mrs. Neves. So I be Neves with long E's, or Nieves, which sounds like a Spanish word to me. I'm excited to hear which one it is. Comic Man Andy, thank you, buddy. God Tank 1 has been in a lot of chats lately. Big shout out. I see him all over the place. Ben Compton, double S. Thank you for coming by, both of you. Rod got it. He says it's Nieves. God Tank says he found the Jane Foster, Valkyrie, Stephanie Hans cover. Ooh, brother. Now,
wow.
That is a 1 in 25 variant. I've got it. It's sitting right here. Ooh, my baby. It is beautiful. Got this sort of Day of the Dead sort of skulls thing going on all through the background. I love me some Stephanie Hans. The color work with the blue and the purple and the pink. I'm hearing that people are charging $25 to $45 for this book.
Ain't getting that for me.
I love my LCS because I paid $15. Okay. Love my LCS. Now, admittedly, I usually don't buy these kind of covers, but I bought it for 2 reasons. Number one, Stephanie Hans, right? Stephanie Hans is amazing. Number 2, I'm enjoying Valkyrie a lot, and I think it's an underrated run, so I bought it for both reasons. I was very happy. Hey, God Tank got it for $15 also. I think it's a fair price for a 1 in 25. I think if you're paying $25 to $45, I'd question it. I would pump the brakes on that. And it's funny because I watched Edwin did his show the other day, and he was saying if he saw it for $20, he would buy it. And I felt like that was my high. I would not go above $20.
I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to spend that money, but I'm not doing it.
I've only bought 3 price variants in my life, I think. So I've always done it because I like the story and the cover. It's not, I can't cover buy that kind of stuff. I really got to like the book too.
All right, man. That's just more people jumping in the house, man.
Yeah.
You want to acknowledge everyone in the house, sir?
I think I got near the end, but Armando Christian, double S, I believe they jumped in as well. And did I miss? I think I got everybody.
All right, man. So let's rock it out with this. There's someone that wants to jump in the house, man. Robert Worst he wants to jump in the house.
He was a blast on the other. If he would like to jump in, we're just gonna be sharing 5 books. They don't have to be from this week.
Exactly.
Whatever you've been reading, and you want to give it a score for art, you want to give it a score for writing, so that out of 10, we know where this book drops on the Rican scale,
baby. Thank you. You know it, man. Let's invite Rob, and I'm gonna send an invite right now. I'm gonna, just send him an email. But guys, thank you all for hanging out. Yo, this is the Rican Scale, hanging out with John from John Comics for Kids that just broke 800. John, when you broke 800, when you woke up, when you saw that number, or was you laying down in bed, grab your phone like I always do? I grab my phone. I just refreshed. You saw you broke 800. How was it, man?
I'll tell you, you treat it like it's an Academy Award or something. Where were you when you found out you got? I'll tell you what it was Sharon, Life of Two YouTubers, shouted me out, pushed me over the top. The Sharon bump pushed me over the top. And she was the first one. She dropped me a line and said, "Hey, you did it. Congratulations." There were a bunch of people involved. Old Wolf, you definitely were helping out, and I appreciate that. So the Old Wolf, the Tony Sharon bump, I really appreciate that. Pushed me over the top. But, at this point, it's just I care less about that kind of stuff and more about there's some awesome new people I get to meet. So Sharon I've been talking with her a ton. And Robert Galvin, I've known for a while now, but it's like the more you spend time with these people, the more fun you have. And this guy, whenever he calls me, I show. He's got my cell number. He lets me know I'm there. I am there.
Yo, I can show you right now, man. Me and John are great homies, man. It's crazy because this is what we do. Like, that's real, man. And it's crazy how, like, I'm from Florida. He's from over there in Cali. But you know what? The relationship we build is awesome. And then I know he's like different time zones. It's like I sent him a message. I was like, "Good morning, John. How you doing today?" "Well, driving to work. I got I got Charlie here with me." I was like, "Oh, okay. Have a good day." "Hey, Charlie. Good morning."
How about this? Rod calls the other day. I put it on speaker, and the girls answer. "Hey, Rod. Uncle Rod's on the phone." Right? That's the best.
All right. So I sent the invite to Rob Words. Rob Words is a great homie in the community, guys. As always, everyone in the chat are great people. Just filled with positive energy, man. There's a bunch of just great people. As always, like I always say, man, subscribe if you like them. Yo, check out your channels, man. That's what you want to do.
Bake the Snake is almost at 300. We got to get Bake the Snake. That guy is amazing. He deserves definitely to be over that 300 bump. 3-time champion of comic gories.
I don't know. Hey, John. Should we send out the invite to Bake to jump on the Rican?
Only if he wants to. We got I don't want to. It's your show, your channel, your Rican Scale. You do you.
Bring your books, guys.
Oh, Rob is here.
Rob is in the house. Make sure you have 5 books that you've read recently. We're going to talk about.
He's here. You bring him in. Bring him in.
All right, let's do it. We got Rob Worst in the house. Rob.
Hey, now that you said 5 books, I was like, give me a minute. I need to go to the other room to grab them.
All right. Voice of the
I'll go first. I'll go first, man. I'll go first. Are we ready?
You go first. I'm going to go grab some books.
All right, you grab your books, man. We got the whole chat popping here. Look at life with YouTubers. Look at this. Look at this comment. Snakes.
Yeah.
Hello.
The snake.
All right, man.
Hey, chat, while Rob is getting his ready, would you rather me start with a book I liked or a book I didn't like? Because I got both. So I'm just going to go with what the chat wants. Do you want me to start with a book that I enjoyed or a book I want to trash on a little bit? See what they say.
Yeah, very good thing. That's a very cool thing.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. Comic Man Andy surpassed 100. Congratulations, Andy. That's huge, brother.
He just did it right now on the show.
He says he did. I don't know when it happened.
Oh, jeez.
I see a like, a didn't like, didn't like G.I. Joe. It's hilarious. Please don't do G.I. Joe. I will not do a book that I already reviewed on another show. So yeah, G.I. Joe it's out. Sorry. Sounds like people want, it's tied up. Let me go. I got to do my counting again. I'm the referee again. Like, didn't like. Like, didn't like.
Man, don't like. I want it right now. You didn't like it, man.
It's 3-3. So the next person after a little podcast gets to make the pick. Who's it gonna be? Just messing with you, says Ruben Nieves. Arturo, you are
Arturo.
Something I like, man. I got it. I'm ready. So whenever Rod's done, I'll go second.
All right, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Avengers issue 22. I dig it a lot, but you know what? There was so much dark crap going on in this book. And let me tell you. All right, we got the Ghost Rider and Robbie in the damn car and all that stuff. He tried to break the car, bury it, but you know what? The Ghost Rider's still in it. Comes back to the house, but at the end, it's like a whole, I don't like talking about this stuff, but exorcism and stuff like that. But man, I was reading that, I was like, I can't do this, man. I start closing the book, but Jason Aaron knocked it out the park. The writing is great. Jason Aaron did an amazing job on this book.
What do you think of She-Hulk in that book right now?
She's just like a beast, man.
Not fun, just angry, can't quite articulate her thought. She can think about it, but it all comes out as, I want to F Thor and Blade. I don't know what to think about. I really like the fact that Blade has this very hot body, but Thor, wow, what a god. Me want Thor. Oh, God. What is wrong with She-Hulk in this book?
They've made her more Hulk-like, and I have been disappointed with that version of her. But I hear that this whole Ghost Rider storyline they're doing is fire.
Yeah, it's good. It's leading into the next Ghost Rider series. I can't wait till it finally comes out.
Yep.
All right, but this on my scale, I give this book a 4 on the Roddy. For Jason Aaron is amazing. The art, I give it a 3 because Caselli, I never don't know too much about that one. I got my notes here. So overall, I give it a 7. I give it a 7. So if you guys disagree with me, leave it in the comments right there, man.
Can I make this? Let me ask this of the chat and you two. Do you prefer Ghost Rider on a motorcycle or a car? Because I feel like some people who are purists really don't like the Reyes in the muscle car.
Yeah, that's very true.
Ghost Rider originally apparently read a woolly mammoth. So as long as it moves and you can be on top of it, hell, you could ride a chair for all I care, and you are still Ghost Rider apparently.
Right? But I know that some people have preferences. It doesn't bother me because the character never meant a whole lot to me. He was always like, hey, he was in the X-Men issue, or hey, he was in that Spider-Man issue. But for me, it never had a huge impact on my joy. So I was, hey, the muscle car was kind of cool. Or the original obviously was on a horse, right? The original one rode a horse. So I could respect any, but I know that there's definitely some people who have opinions. And it looks like motorcycle. Horse, says Ben Compton. There's my man. There's my man. Yeah, it seems like more people like the motorcycle. I respect that. But I like the idea that they took a chance, the idea of a muscle car, Latino. I thought it was a clever kind of at least spin on it. Hey, yes, Jack Yo. Do you see that comment?
Put it right here.
Yeah, the space cycle, dude. Oh. That is cool. Oh. I agree. The cosmic Ghost Rider. There it is. I just got that a couple months ago. Finally got issue 13.
I feel like an idiot because, again, I usually don't say numbers when I'm on my channel because in a lawsuit, you could always get sued and they go, oh, you paid $80 for that? Well, we want that compensation. I paid $80 for this. I could have bought it on New Comic Wednesday for $3, but I read a review going, this is the issue where you find out that Thanos' father's last name, Thanos' name is Dion. I'm like, well, that's dumb. So I picked it up, flipped through it, put it back. And then I kept hearing more and more about how great Thanos wins is, how the Fallen, when Silver Surfer is fighting against Thanos, that he doesn't even have to lift Mjolnir. He just takes Silver Surfer's head and puts it through the handle of Mjolnir.
Right.
It was one of the most epic scenes
that fight.
all of like new comics in the last few years. It was amazing. So I felt like a moron that I didn't buy it first. And second, sometimes you just have to listen to your intuition. I listened to it first. It was wrong.
And well said, sir. Well said. And that's why, if that's your book, right, sir?
Yep.
Rob, that's your book. So where do you put that book on your Rican scale? It's the Rican scale here, man.
Oh,
based on story and art, we got 2
2
categories. We got 5 for story, 5 for art. Where you put that on the scale?
Okay, so with Shaw's artwork, it's amazing for the book. It's not Todd McFarlane, but as it stands for the conveyance of a story, the emotions, it's probably about an 8. I did like his character designs, his facial expressions a lot more in God Country. It's Donny Cates' best work. Next to, I do think that there is something better. Buzzkill. Buzzkill was a fantastic story. Probably his best, in my opinion.
I've got to read that.
Shaw's artwork was great in God Country. That's what everyone considers the masterpiece. Me, I'm an alcoholic, recovering. So I look at something like God Country, and I kind of understand it a little bit more. So a lot of people liked it, but I like Buzzkill more because that was the story about a guy that had addictions coming out his ass, and the only way to save the world was to give up his sobriety.
Yeah, it was a great book. I got it. I got it right behind me. I actually whipped it out the other day, but I put it back.
Ripped it out?
Yep. But you know what? Let's keep it going here, guys.
And on that Cates thing, I would say, depending on how the last issue drops, it's possible I think Silver Surfer Black is his masterpiece. Because I'm telling you right now, I have not been disappointed by a single panel in that run. So I'm super close. For me, it's Thanos wins. It's Silver Surfer Black is right there, depending on how it ends. And then God Country is third.
Yeah, I mean, not every writer can nail the ending, but Donny Cates has been doing that. Another writer.
Shout out to Comic Tom. Comic Tom is in the chat. Hello, brother.
Oh, God. Hey, Tom Garcia.
He dropped his hot 10 list for the the Key Collector top 20. If you go on the app, there's 20. He picks the top 10 out of that, the hottest book of the week. Exciting list this week. I didn't have any books on it, so I was a little disappointed, but what can I do?
Thank you, Tom, for hanging out with us tonight for a few minutes.
I got to hunt a little better.
I know you're busy, Tom, but thank you for hanging out. Really do appreciate your time, sir, hanging out on the Rican scale, because you know what we're going to do? We're just going to expand on the Rican scale and hanging out with the community right now. But you know, we have John Comes with Kids, and we have Rob Works in the house. Thank you all for hanging out, especially the chat.
Ready for my first book?
Let's do it, brother. Do it.
Of course, it's going to be House of X. Come on. This is the best book on the shelf right now. This book is fire. This issue is amazing. It is mind-blowing. This book, it's not like Donny Cates where he's going to mention something offhand and a book spikes. This book is so good. Crazy random books are spiking all over the place. Gold balls? I never even heard of gold balls.
Tell them about the eggs. Tell them about the eggs.
Right? Gold balls is now like a thing because of how good this issue is. Just like Moira McTaggart's first appearance was like a random key book, but whatever. And then all of a sudden now it's this like huge grail book. This is an amazing read. Issues 4 and 3 were phenomenal. 5 just kind of keeps paying that off. I love this Apocalypse cover. Art is a 5. Writing is a 5. This is a 10.
Oh, yeah. Oh, plus from the last issue, one of my favorite lines was when Mr. Sinister stopped Professor Xavier just to go, I want to make something abundantly clear. I love that cape.
Well said, man.
It's been a good couple of weeks for Mr. Sinister. He had a funny, weird cameo in Dead Man Logan this week. Really great.
All right, guys. Yo, I got a book to talk about, man. I got a book because Tom King. I'm switching over to DC, man. I'm switching to DC, and man, whether you like it or not, the chat may love it, and there's a bunch of DC fans out there right now. But City of Bane, Tom King is doing a great run right now, and I have to say, man, I think Batman is waking up, and we're gonna find out what's going on because everyone knows what happened to Alfred Bane's. Well, if you don't know, but he got his neck snapped. But this book is fire. Overall, I'll give this on my scale a 4 for the art. I give it a 4 for the story. Tom King is doing a great run right now. And actually, Tony Daniels on the artwork on this cover. Tony Daniels right now is just dope. Tony Daniels is on fire. So that's just
Tony Daniels is going to be moonlighting for Marvel Comics, doing some covers.
oh,
News
there
just
it
broke.
is. Thank you, sir, for letting me know that right now. I did not know that. That's pretty dope, man. All right,
I
so-
love Old Wolf's comment. I'll tell you, I have not read the 2 issues that you're talking about, Old Wolf, but I hear that Batman Magnum PI is definitely worth checking out. And for me, every time somebody's like, man, they got Magnum PI Batman, I'm like, oh, tell me more, because I want to know more about Batman Magnum PI. I'm interested in that way more than all the other garbage flying around.
All right, yeah, I'm off my rocker. Yep. Thank you, Perry. Thank you for the good compliment. All right. There's a comment from a buddy. Alfred is not dead. I am pretty sure he's not. But you know what? When I see the picture of Bane snapping his neck, I take it from there, and it is what it is.
I sold my copy, so I'm hoping that for whoever bought it, that they make some money off that. That maybe it does go up. They make a little money. All right, Rob, you want to go next?
Why not? So I've been hearing about this character, Tarantula. So today I decided to take the day off because of reasons others can find out about in my Twitter and Instagram. And I decided to drive all the way out to Broward County today so that I could pick this up. Now, you might have heard of Tarantula in Nightwing. It's somewhere around here. I don't know where I have my books. I have so many damn things out here. All right, so here's the book. Are we familiar with this book?
Not at all.
No?
Let me see it.
Nope.
Let me see it,
I don't
bro.
know it. I don't know
Okay,
it.
so what happens in this book? Yeah. Nightwing number 93. There's a reason why Dick looks a little bit out of sorts. See, he had this little girl by the name of Catalina who first appears in issue 71, and she winds up becoming his protege when she turns into Tarantula in issue 75. That's her in costume. And then as we start getting through Devin Grayson's writing through this, she writes a scene where this young girl, Tarantula, winds up helping out as a protege until Nightwing is just so bloodied, so beaten, so down that it winds up having to be Tarantula that takes a gun and puts one into Blockbuster and murders him in cold blood. Nightwing, in just disgust and just being broken mentally, physically, collapses on a rooftop. And Tarantula has his way with him. This was a big issue, big deal back in the day. It was controversial because Nightwing was sexually assaulted by a woman. This would not be the first time this has happened to him. And it has even happened to Batman when Talia al Ghul drugged him, slept with him, and produced a Damien.
But Rob,
I'm trying to figure out where all the lines come in.
that's a good book, man. But you know what? This is the Rican scale, man. You got to rank that book on my scale based on art.
Story is a 2 because it gave some interesting ideas. Like there's some writers can come up with great ideas, but the story will be trash. The story in this is trash. You could make a case for that it would be great if they reimagined it, but for a story in this comic in and of itself, it is a 2. The artwork by Pat Zurcher, I love Patrick Zurcher. This guy still works in the industry today. I still give it about a 4, 4.5, especially considering this is late, not even 90s. This is 2004. For his work, it's still pretty top notch, despite the fact it's just a run-of-the-mill issue. But now, because people are talking about Tarantula and what happens inside of it, it is now something that people have to discuss.
Great knowledge, man. You know your stuff. That's a cool thing. I'm just happy that you know your stuff and you come on here and I learned a thing or two because I mean I look at your background and that speaks for itself. And it's just like, wow. If I was hanging out in that room, I don't know what would I do.
Shout out to Bueller. You got Tom and Bueller rolling through here.
All right. We got, yeah, exactly, John. You just mentioned Comics with Bueller. What's going on, sir? What's going on, sir? Thank you for hanging out. Books NYC in the house. Just a bunch of people hanging out with us. Yo, this was not planned show. We're just hanging out doing the Rican Scale. Was a last minute thing. And yo guys, man, I'm just stoked. I hear things dropping in the background. Rob, are you all right back there? Don't be dropping no grills. But we got John Comics for Kids. He has.
I've been loving this run. I gotta say, Dead Man Logan, underrated. This was issue 11. I made a quick mention of the fact that Mr. Sinister appears in here, and I will say, other than one little moment in the middle, when the hero who was supposedly captured and at the whim of the villain somehow magically quickly escapes in 2 quick panels and turns the tables on the villain. Other than that little sort of Dr. Evil Austin Powers moment, I really enjoyed this issue, and the ending sets up a phenomenal 12th issue. I'm hopeful that they really do finish strong. I'm going to say art a 4, writing a 4. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I've really enjoyed it. Again, other than that one bad note, this might have been a 9 out of 10.
All right. Well said, sir. Well said. Actually, I'll jump to my next book. I have to say this is something where I'm a fan of Conan the Barbarian book, or Conan Barbarian, but Savage Sword of Conan. Take my post-it off right here. All right. This book right here. Yo. So we got Conan sitting here around a bunch of people, and his buddy is pretty much dead. So he's playing, it's like I would call it like a poker game. So he's just like, all right, I'll take it on. Give me all the chips, whatever it is, the cards. If you go back to the last issue, they tell you the cards in the book, what the cards mean and all that stuff. So Conan is winning. He's like, all right, I'm winning. But the homeboy is like, at the end, give me one more round. And next thing you know, all heck breaks loose. And yo, Savage Sword of Conan. I give the art a 3, the story a 3. Actually, I give both categories a 3.5. So there it is, man. Give it a 7.
There you go.
So I mean, if you're into that type of stuff, man, are you into who's reading Savage?
I was reading Barbarian a little bit, but I did not keep going with either one for very long.
It's all right, though. It's all right.
Yes, Vu Hong, Dead Man Logan 11 has the first official appearance of a new female Thor. That is the spoiler or whatever at the end, that Luke Cage and Jessica Jones's daughter, Danny Cage, picks up the hammer of Thor. And this is the same hammer that we've seen in the background in several issues of Old Man Logan and other storylines from that sort of saga where when Thor died in that storyline, his hammer fell to the ground and it's been sitting there for decades untouched. And now it looks like Luke Cage's daughter might be the one to pick it up and use it. So I loved that moment. And I will say it was a great setup that lasted, that hammer's been sitting there all through the original Old Man Logan, all through Old Man Hawkeye, all through Old Man Quill, all through Dead Man Logan until this moment. It's finally been picked up.
So was Luke Cage's daughter the last person to handle Mjolnir until it took the millions of years that Norrin Rad Silver Surfer went, okay, right. I finally can do it. I'm the Fallen. I got Mjolnir.
I think there were definitely there's probably some other handlers in between, but I'm excited to see what they do with her in this final 12th issue next month.
I didn't even know about this. I'm going to have to pick this up tomorrow.
It's a nice little sleeper book. If your LCS hasn't been talking about it or you haven't seen it on anywhere, I think it's a real sleeper book because nobody's tried to spoil it. And I'm sorry if I'm spoiling it for you now, but if it's not on your pull list, might be something to look for. Yeah, it is a different universe. This Old Man Logan future, some people say is a different future. But as far as that universe goes, Old Man Quill, Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan, she is the one that picks up the hammer.
Pretty cool. All right. So anyone else has a book? I have a book right now. So
well, did you just do one, Rod? What did we just? You just did one, so I think it's Rob. You did your third one, so it's Rob's turn. Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay.
Yep. Number 3.
Miles Morales, issue number 10, otherwise the Ultimate Spider-Man, number 250. In this book, we have the return of the Green Goblin after the Green Goblin. Am I allowed to use profanity here?
Not really, but you can substitute words.
No F-bombs. Got it. So this is the issue where Green Goblin comes back after, in the Ultimate Universe, Green Goblin murdered the shit out of Peter Parker. Peter Parker was outed to the world, and that's when Miles Morales had to take over in Ultimate Fallout number 4, and that was the last time you saw the Green Goblin. Here he is, and now you also have coming out for Ultimate Spider-Mans, plural, number 2, Evil Miles Morales, who's now an amalgamation of multiple characters, including Giant Man, which is why you have that little goggle stuff going on here. Carries a shield very much like Captain America. He's basically the same damn thing as, really, Taskmaster called, he wants his outfit back. But as a storyline, I can't pronounce it. Saladin Ahmed. He's also, what? Ahmed, thank you. He's been killing it on Marvelous Ms. Marvel, but in this book here, you finally have the book really taking off after a bit of a shaky start, introducing some random characters, but it looks like this is about to tie the whole universe together. I'm still waiting for this book to spike, but it was very well written. In the Ultimate Spider-Man universe, I'm being told by many comic book store owners that they don't even really carry Miles Morales because they don't have many people reading it, which is unfortunate because I am not digging at all Amazing Spider-Man. I'm still waiting for the main bad guy to show up in that thing. It looks like maggots.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep, the maggot guy. Yep.
It's taken 30 issues at least for him to show up.
I know. It's like 20.
He's still not here.
The whole thing where it's freaking Spider-Man's in the zoo and all that stuff, and I'm like, yeah, where is he? The guy with the maggots.
Yeah,
you know?
He shows up for a panel here, a panel there. There's so many cameos that when we're talking like Incredible Hulk 180, 181, how many cameo appearances of this maggot character is there? We don't even care. If you would have introduced him in issue 13, issue 18, we're at 29 issues and he still hasn't fully appeared, hasn't made his presence fully known. There is like baiting us so that we can't wait, and then there's just pulling it too long like an X-Men thread storyline from the 90s where we just stop caring.
Well, we can stop caring, but where do you rank that book on the scale, sir?
Artwork by Javier Garrón. I give this a 4.5 out of 5. As a story, I still give it about 4.5 out of 5. It could leave some room for improvement because there was a backup story. If they just would have kept on with the initial, it probably would have been a 5. But otherwise, this is a book to jump onto if you're not reading already. And really, it's a good read. It's better than Amazing Spider-Man right now.
There it is. Well said by Rob Worst. All right. John's got a book in his hand.
Boom!
I cannot stop John. When he
Absolute Carnage. Number 3, Absolute Carnage. This has been an impressive sort of saga that Donnie's been kind of building for a while now. This one seemed to have the most sort of big dramatic moments in the run. I felt like the first 2 issues were like little blips. This one felt like big things happening with the Maker, with the lab where they were pulling the codices, the codexes, I don't know what you say, out of great classic Marvel characters like Wolverine, Captain America. And then, of course, you had the reveal at the end that a classic Marvel character who has never been Venomized gets his moment in the shade, shall we say?
Oh, my God.
This is a huge, awesome issue. Of course, Ryan Stegman, one of the phenomenal artists in the Marvel stable. 5 out of 5 for him, absolutely. I would say the Donny Cates thing on this run is like it's in that 4 to 5 range. I'm going to say 4 for this issue, making a 9 out of 10 for me. This was a really good read. I've enjoyed this. Probably issue 1, I think I gave an 8 out of 10. The last issue, probably about the same. Issue 3 is probably my favorite of this saga.
So 8 out of 10?
This is a 9. The previous issues were 8s for me.
Man, that is man, I don't know how I'm gonna top that, man. I don't know, because I'm gonna hit you, man. That's tough, man.
I hit all the symbiotes, the absolute carnage.
There's no way I can top that. There's no way. There's no way, because I can go 2 ways here. I got Cap, but I got DC book, but I got. All right, I'm gonna drop the DC book. I'm gonna talk about Cat. So as we know, Cat is like out of prison already on issue 12 and 13. This is double issue. So I'm doing a double thing here.
Ooh.
So it's like, you got 12 and 13 and Ta-Nehisi Coates. His writing is great. So we know right now Cap is like in charge of, he was charged of murder. So right now he's like on the run, but now he has I think it's called the Ladies of Justice. So these females are his only hope to like recuperate and just try to help him right now to move forward and fight. But not only that, it's like when you read the books right now, it's like he's talking to I forget the chick's name, but he's like I I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not used to working with pretty much doing this whole angle with the females and all the stuff. But they were like, you know what? This is what you have right now. We helped you out of the prison. So you had to deal with it. He's like, all right. Not only that, he has a new outfit, a new shield, and the shield. I'm not digging it, man. The shield. If I could bring the picture up on this book here, this shield. I'm not. I don't know, man. It's kind of. But if you people read the book, I mean, the shield is like. Here it is. I'm gonna bring it to you.
I haven't seen the new shield, so I don't know.
Yeah, well,
you have a
see it.
I have every issue. I haven't read one issue of Ta-Nehisi Coates' run yet.
Oh, jeez, man. So,
Superpower Review says he could talk about Absolute Carnage all day, and I agree. There's a lot to break down in that run, but it's a lot like House of X. There's a lot to look forward to and pull out of that saga. And I did feel like it was the best issue of the run so far. I just was a little underwhelmed by the story arc overall. It feels very rushed and not literally planned as well as I'd like. But the art Stegman is amazing.
It's like a shiny shield.
Okay. So it's a subtle difference, but like a glowing thing.
Yeah, man, I don't do spoilers, man. So what you gotta do is read it, guys.
Hey, quick question. Oh, okay. Good question. Y'all notice that the language that is from Clintor is the same one being used from Krakoa?
Yes, I saw that.
So wouldn't that kind of necessitate that Null is pretty much the beginning and ending of the Marvel Universe?
Yes. I think that they are definitely setting him up as a character with the longevity of a Thanos. And I think that you're going to find that Venom 3 issue is going to have legs. It's going to hold value in a big way.
Looking at the two, they are. I mean, I can see this one being more of one to be holding on to in the future. So if anyone has those 1 in 25, 1 in 100 covers, really do, because it's going to be the new Thanos.
That I'll tell you that Venom 3 is going to my Venom 3 is going to CGC, and I was very happy to hear the guy who was pressing my book said it didn't need pressing. It was the best Venom 3 he's ever seen.
He might be getting a 9.9.
Ooh.
We shall see how that plays out.
Hell yeah.
Plus that great Miles Morales falling into his mouth. I love it.
For sure.
So then, Rod, what's your final grade there? Cap grade.
I'm gonna give that overall 3.5 on both categories because I'm just stoked, man. I'm just stoked because the ladies of justice, they're gonna come through because Cap has no one else. He's leaning towards it, so you know what? He has no choice, man. We got a female white tiger, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And you know, I'm a fan of White Tiger, so it's dope. So I'm looking forward to the next one. So
I just started following Superpower Review on Instagram. I don't know why I didn't have you followed on Instagram. Sorry about that.
great homie, man. Great homie. Stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some things coming on with him.
All right. Rob, you're up. Last two comics. Which one you want to do?
What you got, man? I got one more. That's all I got. One more.
Rob, you got two more books. What are you going to do, brother?
Can I do a 2-in-1?
You're going to do both of your books all in one? Well, hey, Rob just did two books together as one pull.
Oh, okay. So this one I just picked up earlier today. The other one I picked up on Wednesday. Today's Friday, right?
It's Thursday.
It's Thursday?
Yes, sir.
I would believe you because I just don't know anymore.
You got to go to court. You got to work tomorrow. You got to go to court.
God damn you. You know what's the worst thing about work dreams? You don't get paid for them. So,
we're just kidding, man.
So this is the one I'm picking up today. Thank you. It's Friday. So this is the first appearance of Benji Parker. This was a $3 issue all the way up until pretty much yesterday or Wednesday when the book wound up dropping. He doesn't appear until the very last page. And this is just one of those, hey, we're going to retcon, and hey, this seems like a good idea. I'm just going to use the whole Supergirl universe for Spider-Man #1. I call this the nepotism issue because we have so many people that have been working in the industry for 5, 10, 20 years just to get noticed. And some guy's son goes, hey, I want to write a book. Dad goes, hey, I'm good at lens flares. Why don't I put my name on it? And as it turns out, I have to eat my words because this was actually a really good book. So I appreciated the fact that they decided to go a little bit of a different avenue from Amazing Spider-Man #121. So instead of Gwen, it is now Basic Tiger. You just jump the gift shark in the mouth. I don't know. So now she's gone, and there's still one person left. And who's that one person? Benji Parker.
My favorite part of that review was, I'm good at lens flares.
J.J. Abrams. Look at 90% of his films, and you're like,
no,
oh, stop.
Dude, I'm a cinematography guy. I get it. That was hilarious.
All right. Quick shout out to people in the chat. Guys, give me 1 second. Comic Book NYC, metaphorical in the house, glitter for duct tape in the house. Daniel Quinn, my brother. Yo, He lives not too far from me. We got Cody Jones in the house, and people already mentioned Superpower review. Oh, Wolf. I'm just scrolling down real quick here, guys. Sorry.
Comic Tom's still in there. He's still shouting out stuff. That book was on his list that he was doing for the app today. He was collecting that book. So something to keep an eye out. You can watch his video later.
I gotta say, Tom Garcia, you're one of the people that inspired me to do all this stuff here, to make the room look the way that it does. If it wasn't for people like Comic Tom, Silver Age Dave, mostly Silver Age Dave, I wouldn't be here today.
Well, all you gotta do right now is check out ComicTom101.com on his website. And you know what? It's a bunch of great stuff out there. Like John Comics for Kids, he puts out a column. Not only him, it's just a bunch of people out there in the community. Reggie, Anna, Bueller. Everyone puts out a great column. Just put out great content for the community. That's what we do, man. It's all about the community. You know what? Because it's what we like, man. It's what we like. We love comics. We love reading stuff. And you know what? If you don't like it, then go somewhere else. But you know what? It's all about comics and all about supporting the community. And that's what this is all about. And Comic Tom 101 is his great homie in the community. And that's what he's doing, man. He's just hanging out with the community right now. And we're just hanging out. I wish he would jump on. But he's busy, man. He's busy. He's probably doing whole edit, riding a skateboard and doing that.
Editing a bunch of videos all at the same time.
Cool.
He's a hardworking guy. Running that blog. That blog is awesome.
Yep, the blog is the thing, man. All right, man. So we're not over yet. I got one more book, man. I got one more book.
I still got two left, so I got to go quick here. Second Coming, Ahoy Comics. This is issue 3 in the Jesus and Superman hanging out storyline. I thought issue 1 was hilarious and amazing. I thought issue 2 took it in a different direction, offered some heavy thoughts, some deep conversation. I was thinking about issue 2 like weeks afterwards. I feel like issue 3 wanted to get even heavier, and it's starting to lose me a little bit. So I feel like they're a little too on the nose now. They've lost the comedy edge for me. It was powerful, but I wish they would find their footing again. I feel like art and writing, I think you're talking in that like 7 range, 3.5. I was disappointed. I wanted this to be sarcastic. I wanted it to be tongue-in-cheek and goofy. It's getting too serious. I liked it when it had wit and not just like a heavy issue they wanted to hammer down. So I think issue 1 was amazing. Issue 2 was good, but taking a turn. Issue 3 continued that turn, and I don't like it as much. And look, Exploding Earth, you're with me. I'm glad I wasn't the only one. I feel like they've lost their sarcastic comedy, and that was a huge element they could have had.
Exploding Earth Comics, awesome job what you guys did today on your premiere. Awesome, man. Awesome. I'm digging it, what you guys did today, and that's pretty dope. The whole editing process, that was amazing. And all I gotta say is, pretty dope, man.
All right, final round. Next up,
John, I have a good question. How does that compare to Chosen? The Mark Millar.
I've never read Chosen. Dark Horse. I've never read it.
Now, because I've been wondering, I've been hearing a lot of people compare the two. I have not read Second Coming yet. Chosen was actually a pretty decent book. This is going to eventually be known as American Jesus, I guess. I'm just curious how it correlates, or if it's just a straight up lift. Because as much as I always say that I like Mark Millar, he does wind up never sticking the landing as far as an ending is concerned.
And I don't know if Second Coming has a set number of issues they were going for, or if it's an ongoing kind of a thing. I did feel like issue 1 had a setup for a tone, and they've lost that a little bit. So they've got a heavy message, and there are powerful things going on. I just didn't want to read a drama about this. I wanted them to have a sense of humor, because come on, Superman and Jesus hanging out. If you don't have a sense of humor, you're missing the whole point, in my opinion.
Yeah, if they would have had a tone similar to Garth Ennis and John McCrae doing Hitman, I mean, when Hitman was meeting Superman, that was dope. I mean, Superman playing it straight, and the one guy going, Jesus, this guy for real? That would be a great way to set up the book. At least in my opinion. Could be wrong.
All right, I got
All right, Rod, final round.
Final round, man. Final round, man. Yo,
I've saved the DC book for last, so I'm waiting. Let's do this.
I'll save a DC book for last.
all right, I'm just going to go with Year to Villa DC Comics.
Ooh, a DC final round all around.
I'm just doing it, man. Issue 1014. We got right here. Actually, this book is cool because I get to see my homegirl in it at the very end. Not only that, I get to see the Red Cloud. She has a whole little panel going on there. Red Cloud, what? But we get to see my girl, Naomi, whatever you want to call her. And yeah, I have to do it because you people, if you like her or not, but there she is. My girl back in the house. Yo.
First appearance in a book now.
Bendis, bring it back. Naomi on issue 1014 on Superman Action Comics, man. Yo, fire. That's all I gotta say.
Wait, did you just say fire near comic books?
Fire, man. I just love Naomi's back.
I'm thinking we should reconsider using fire around expensive paper.
Well, don't do that right now, Rob. Don't do that right now, man. You stay there for another show, man.
Especially if that paper's this.
Oh,
that's my.
Let me. But you gotta put that in a Rican scale too. You gotta.
Oh, we will. Oh, am I doing it now? Okay.
You're up, brother.
So Al Plastino and Otto Binder. This is the first appearance of Brainiac. I wound up getting this about 2 months ago from A&M Comic Books in Miami off of Bird Road. It is the second most expensive comic book I have after I saved my pennies getting it. But this is where I believe historically is where all of the lore of Superman really originates, because he does not fight a real bad guy with superpowers, barring Mixius Spitlick, Lex Luthor, who's just a mad scientist by this point, Prankster, Toyman. They're not much of a threat. And then one day, all of a sudden, this bastard shows up in a flying saucer, and he's from Superman's home planet, which we haven't seen yet, that there's anybody else other than Kal-El that exists. Not until 10 issues later that you wind up seeing Supergirl. So up till this point, you have not seen a real supervillain. And now you have Brainiac. I'm waiting for this guy to show up in a movie because this is a really underrated, undervalued comic book. When you take a look at bad guys, good guys from 1950, I think this is 58 or 56. I'm not entirely certain. It should be twice the amount that it is. So I picked it up because it was low enough, because I could afford it. I could have gotten a Hulk 181. I think that this was the better bet. The artwork for 1956 is probably a 4. The storyline's probably a 3, but for what it contributes historically, this is a 5 out of 5 every single day. Doesn't matter the condition, because it's hard to find a decent condition copy of this. Like mine has the little tick there, but otherwise, just to have it. That's what I'm about.
I like the attitude too that says Hulk 181 or first Brainiac, and makes that choice, because I think that's an investor's decision right there, and a smart investor's decision too.
Yeah, and I do like the context. The first thing I did when I got home was open it and just smell that goodness from 1950s that I didn't exist yet. I wasn't even a gleam in my father's ball sack by that point. It was a great smell. It was a great feeling just to have it and hold it. It's kind of like having, and Hialeah saw this. I took it out. Just to have the book. Issue 7 of Superman, signed by Joe Shuster.
Wow.
Condition. That's why my show's called Not Near Mint. I'd rather have the book than a grade, because one day I can get it all sent out for grading. But until that day, I'd rather have it, because one day all those people that are watching the Marvel Cinematic Universe are going to be the same people that are showing up in our eBay auctions and will be.
Rob. This is the Rican scale, man. we gotta cut it loose, man. You can do your auctions and all that stuff, but it's 5 books, 5 books, and you can talk about your auctions another day.
Oh, I'm not doing an auction.
You know what? 5 books you base on art and story, and Nick and John just waiting.
All right, my DC book, Flash Forward. It's the Wally West issue 1 of the new storyline. I bought this to spite all the people who felt like Heroes in Crisis was complete garbage and loved Wally West, but hated what they did to Wally West. I enjoyed Heroes in Crisis. I didn't think it's the greatest thing ever, but I enjoyed it. And I, as a new Wally West fan, wanted to know, where's this going to go? What's this going to amount to? So I snagged this issue of Flash Forward #1. I dug the Inyuk Lee variant cover here. I thought that was really cool. I will say the art was really nice in this book. High quality issue #1 art-wise. So I'm going to give it a 4.5 on the art side. I would say the writing is a little bit all over the place. They skip around a bunch, way more than I wanted. I'd give it a 3.5 on the art, on the writing side. So what is that? An 8 out of 10.
Nice.
I was hoping for more. I was really hoping that they had set up something and a brave writer would come in and run with this. I was just a little disappointed that the writer, is it Lobdell, who I'm not super familiar with. I was just disappointed that he didn't have a real great #1 issue in mind when he did this.
All right.
So 8 out of 10.
Well said, John. Well said. We got a bunch of books out there, guys. That's how we do, man. You grab your books, you hang out in the chat, you hang out on the panel here, man. You take your books, you put them on the scale, man. You put them on the scale, on the Rican scale, man. That's how we do. Based on the art, story, 5 is the highest you're going to get. You can put it on a 2.5, a 3.5, whatever. But you know what? This is the Rican scale. This is a live show. And you know what? We hit the hour mark. So the only thing we have to say right now is, yo, John, what you got coming up on your shows or your projects and all that stuff? Let the people know.
I got 2 live streams tomorrow. In the morning, Saturday Morning Comics with my girls. We're going to unbox some cool gifts that we got in the mail. And then we're going to share some books we read and give some reviews. Then tomorrow night, I'm on with the girls again because we're going to pick the winners for our contest, announce some people who got some prizes coming their way, and let you all know how that went down.
I want something. I know that. I already know I'm going to win something. Hey, Rob, let the people know, Rob. Let the people know what you got going on beside the courthouse, man. Let the people know. Rob, are you
Who, me? My own devolving mental
let the people
condition,
know what you
possibly,
got
if I'm
going
driving.
on your channel and all that stuff.
Oh, the stuff that goes on my channel, it's all about new comics that come out every single Wednesday. Some of it's a little bit of speculation. I'm mostly about the reading. Aside from that, I watch everybody's content. I might not watch every single video that comes out, but I'm usually lurking in the chat rooms if you are on. So I bring that to my Wednesday show. I only do 1 show a week thus far. So I wind up picking up lots of books. I'm a reader of 30 years, and all the stuff behind me that you see that looks older than 30 years, I just picked it up this year. I'm here to show you that anybody can do it. It's just time, it's practice, it's patience, and cash. Bring cash. Lots of cash.
Lots of cash is the key. But you know what? We always stay in our lanes. If you're not in your lanes, you better stay in your lanes because you know what? You be broke. But you know what? Rob is the man. He has a bunch of books. You know, I want to say thank you, Rob, for jumping on. Yo, you're a cool homie, man.
If you don't stay in your lane, I'm going to be the one showing up to be the court reporter in your deposition because you're going to have to explain how you cut someone off and got hit by a police officer. Way to go, guys.
All right. And you don't want that. You don't want Rob doing that. But as always, I'm your boy, Rob the Rican from Just the Rican and his comics. As always, Yo, John Comics with Kids, thank you for hanging out on the Rican Scale. And Rob, thank you for accepting the invite as a last minute.
Oh, thanks for having me on, man.
But you know what? This is how we do. And you know what? With that being said, don't do anything I wouldn't do. And stay in the chat, guys.